History of the Lost City of Atlantis. The story of Atlantis has captivated human imagination for over 2 millennia, inspiring countless theories, debates, and legends. This fabled city, first described by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato in the 4th century BCE, has remained one of history's most intriguing mysteries. Was it a real civilization lost to time, or merely an allegory for human hubris? To understand the true explanation of Atlantis, we must explore its origins, historical interpretations, and the ongoing search for its possible location. Origins of the Atlantis myth. The first and primary source of information regarding Atlantis comes from two dialogues written by Plato, Timaeus and Critias. According to these texts, Atlantis was a vast and advanced civilization that existed around 9,000 years before Plato's time, placing it roughly around 11,000 BCE. The Atlanteans were described as a powerful people who lived on an island beyond the Pillars of Hercules, modern-day Strait of Gibraltar. They possessed a mighty navy, an advanced government, and remarkable engineering skills, allowing them to construct magnificent temples, harbors, and waterways. Plato stated that the Atlanteans attempted to conquer much of the known world, but were eventually defeated by the ancient Athenians. Following their defeat, Atlantis was said to have been swallowed by the sea in a catastrophic event, leaving no trace of its once great civilization. However, since no other ancient sources corroborate Plato's account, scholars have debated whether Atlantis was a real place or a literary invention meant to serve as a cautionary tale about the dangers of greed and imperial ambition. Historical and philosophical interpretations. Since Plato's time, countless scholars, historians, and explorers have sought to determine the validity of the Atlantis story. There are several interpretations regarding the nature of Atlantis. A philosophical allegory. Some scholars believe that Atlantis was never meant to be a real place, but rather a metaphor for the dangers of unchecked power and moral corruption. Plato may have used the story as a way to illustrate the decline of great civilizations, particularly Athens, which he sought to critique through his works. A memory of ancient civilizations. Some researchers suggest that Atlantis could have been based on a real civilization that suffered a catastrophic collapse. Possible candidates include the Minoans of Crete, the Mycenaeans, and even prehistoric cultures that existed before recorded history. A distorted account of historical events. Some historians believe Atlantis might have been inspired by real-life events, such as the Thera eruption around 1600 BCE, which led to the destruction of the Minoan civilization on the island of Santorini. This powerful volcanic explosion could have caused massive tsunamis, wiping out entire settlements and leaving behind myths of a lost land beneath the sea. Theories on the location of Atlantis. Over the centuries, various theories have placed Atlantis in different parts of the world, from the Mediterranean to the Caribbean and even Antarctica. Some of the most notable theories include Santorini, Thera, Greece. This theory suggests that the Minoan civilization, centered on Crete and Santorini, was the inspiration for Atlantis. The Minoans were an advanced society with impressive architecture, trade networks, and naval dominance. The eruption of Thera devastated the region, leading some to believe this was the basis of Plato's story. The Caribbean and Bimini Road. Some believe Atlantis could be located in the Caribbean, particularly near the Bahamas, where an unusual underwater rock formation known as the Bimini Road was discovered. Some researchers speculate that these formations might be remnants of an ancient civilization. The Eye of the Sahara, Richat structure, another intriguing theory, places Atlantis in the Sahara Desert. The Richat structure, a massive circular landform in Mauritania, bears a striking resemblance to Plato's description of Atlantis's concentric city design. Some researchers argue that shifting sea levels and desertification may have buried an ancient civilization. Antarctica. Some theorists believe that a previously habitable Antarctica may have been home to Atlantis before it was buried under ice. This idea is largely speculative and lacks strong evidence. Scientific and archaeological investigations. Despite centuries of exploration, no definitive evidence has been found to prove the existence of Atlantis. Archaeological evidence from the Minoan, Mycenaean, and other ancient civilizations suggests that Plato may have drawn inspiration from real events. But no single discovery has conclusively matched the grandeur described in his dialogues. Modern technologies, such as satellite imaging, underwater exploration, and geological analysis, have allowed researchers to examine potential sites more thoroughly. While some underwater structures resemble ancient ruins, they have largely been determined to be natural formations. However, new discoveries in marine archaeology continue to shed light on lost civilizations, keeping the possibility of Atlantis open for future investigation. Conclusion: fact or fiction? The true explanation of Atlantis remains elusive. Whether it was a real civilization lost to the sea, an amalgamation of historical events, or purely a philosophical allegory, its legacy continues to inspire historians, explorers, and writers alike. While no concrete evidence supports its existence, the story of Atlantis serves as a timeless warning about the dangers of hubris and the fragility of great civilizations. Until definitive proof is found, the lost city of Atlantis will remain one of the greatest mysteries of human history.